Krishna's transcendental body is eternal, sat, full of knowledge, chit, and full of bliss, ānanda. Sat means ever existing for all time and in all places. In other words, all pervading in time and space. Chit means full of knowledge. Krishna has nothing to learn from anyone. He is independently full of all knowledge. Ānanda means the reservoir of all pleasure. The impersonalists are seeking to merge into the Brahman effulgence of eternity and knowledge. But the major portion of the absolute pleasure, which is in Krishna, is avoided by them. One can enjoy the transcendental blissfulness of merging into the Brahman effulgence after being freed from the contamination of material illusion, false identification, attachment, detachment, and material absorption. These are the preliminary qualifications of a person who can realize Brahman. It is stated in Bhagavad-gītā that one has to become full of joyfulness. This is not actually joyfulness, but a sense of freedom from all anxieties. Freedom from all anxieties may be the first principle of joyfulness, but it is not actual joyfulness. Those who realize the self or become Brahma Bhuta are only preparing themselves for the platform of joyfulness. That joyfulness can actually be achieved only when one comes into contact with Krishna. Krishna consciousness is so complete that it includes the transcendental pleasure derived from impersonal or Brahman realization. Even the impersonalist will become attracted to the personal form of Krishna known as Shama Sundar. Shama Sundar means blackish and beautiful. Krishna is blackish, colored like a rain cloud. When we see the rain cloud, we see it's kind of grayish, bluish, blackish color. And Krishna is like that color, like a rain cloud just about to pour down rain. And sometimes we think, well, this dark, dusky, blackish color, this is not very attractive. We prefer light color, golden color body or something like that. But because Krishna's bodily form is so exquisitely beautiful, he's known as Shyam, which means blackish, Sundar, which means very beautiful. So even though his color is not usually connected with or thought of as beautiful, still he's so gorgeous and so perfectly sculpted form that he is considered the most beautiful. So Shyam Sundar, Shama Sundar. So yes, in Bhagavad-gītā, this Brahma Bhuta platform is described. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Sochati na Kankshati. That Prasannatma means, Atma means soul or self, and Prasann means full of happiness, joyful. And what kind of joyful? How is that joyfulness described? Na Sochati na Kankshati. He's not desiring nor lamenting. See, as soon as we desire, then lamentation is also there. You can't separate the two. Because desire means, I want something, but I don't have it. See? So that automatically creates lamentation. And because we feel lamentation, then we try to do something to overcome our lamentation and satisfy our desire. But this is not the process for attaining happiness. This is the process for becoming entangled in the material energy, in material karma, cause and effect. So when we desire happiness, which is natural for the soul, we should know that the actual happiness is experienced when the soul becomes on the platform of pure consciousness. When we attain this platform of pure consciousness, this is called Brahma Bhuta. Brahma means spiritual energy or consciousness, and Bhuta means the state of being or the state of consciousness. So Brahma Bhuta means that we are conscious of consciousness, or we are conscious of ourselves as consciousness. And this is the Brahman realization. But this Brahman realization is simply defined in negative terms. Na sochati, na kankshati. No lamentation, no desire. But real joy is not negative. Real joy is positive. Ananda, or bliss. See, Ananda is related to another word called Amrita. Amrita means no death, eternal. See? So the real bliss, the real nectar of life is that which is felt in relation with Krishna, who is eternal. He's eternal and he's also self-satisfied. Atma Ram. He doesn't require anything outside himself. So this is Krishna. When we become in contact with Krishna, we automatically feel this bliss, positive bliss. Not simply the lack of suffering, or the lack of desire, or the lack of lamentation, but positive spiritual bliss. Anyone who chants the holy name very nicely can feel this. Hopefully when we were chanting kirtan earlier, you could feel it. So we all want this, and we all deserve it, because we're all children of God, parts and parcels of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and we are eternal, just like Him. We are also sat. The problem is, we don't have chit, we don't have full knowledge. Therefore, we're not experiencing ananda, or bliss. So when we can rectify that situation and take knowledge from the spiritual master, take knowledge from the Shastras, there are three sources of knowledge: Guru, Shastra, and Sadhus. Guru means your spiritual master. Shastra means the scriptures. And Sadhu means the chain of disciplic succession going all the way back to Krishna. So when we take knowledge from these three, then we start to experience real happiness. And the more of this knowledge we put into action, put into application in our daily life, the more we feel this happiness. Because when Krishna is pleased, He automatically gives transcendental bliss. Transcendental bliss is not something you can get. It's not something you can make. It's not something you can achieve. Transcendental bliss is something that you receive automatically when you please Krishna. Try to understand. By pleasing Krishna, we automatically become pleased. So, to go on, it is confirmed by the statement of Brahma Samhita that the Brahman effulgence is the bodily rays of Krishna. The Brahman effulgence is simply an exhibition of the energy of Krishna. Krishna is the source of the Brahman effulgence, as he himself confirms in Bhagavad-gītā. From this, we can conclude that the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth is not the ultimate end. Krishna is the ultimate end of the Absolute Truth. The members of the Vaishnava schools therefore never try to merge into the Brahman effulgence in their pursuit of spiritual perfection. They accept Krishna as the ultimate goal of self-realization. Therefore, Krishna is called Para-Brahman, the Supreme Brahman, or Parameshwara, the Supreme Controller. Sri Jamunacharya has prayed as follows: My dear Lord, I know that the gigantic universe and gigantic space and time within the universe are covered by the 10 layers of the material elements, each layer 10 times larger than the previous one. The three material modes of nature, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Kshirodakshai Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and beyond them the spiritual sky and its spiritual planets known as Vaikunthas, and the Brahman effulgence in that spiritual sky, all these taken together are nothing but a small exhibition of your potency. So Jamunacharya is giving very nice example here. that the material world is actually very small. You know, when we look out at the sky at night, we see millions of stars and galaxies and planets and all kinds of stuff out there. But yet this whole material universe has a beginning and an end. It has a limit. It has a covering. It's covered by the material elements. And from within the universe, it looks unbounded. It looks like there's no limit to it. Yet the limit is there. And beyond that limitation, there are coverings of the subtle material elements. Earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. And each one is 10 times bigger than the previous one. So the actual universe is like a tiny little seed within a big, big shell.